Hello and welcome. My name is Ritchie and today I am going to be showing you how I hit over 5k damage per second in Crusaders of Light. I will be doing the demonstration on the test dummies behind me, but firstly there are a few things that we should run by. So, firstly, how do we access the test dummies? Go to the map in the top right hand corner. What you're going to want to do is go to Aerial Island. Click on that. You'll see a little purple building. Now if you click there, you'll be given the option to teleport to Fort Plaza, which we're going to do now. So, as soon as you arrive at Fort Plaza, what you're going to want to do is summon your mount and not run around this way, or this way, or this way. I'm just doing so you can see where we are. But instead run down towards the purple area. Now firstly you'll run past a few single test dummies, but we're going to keep on running down to the multiple. Now the reason I've chosen here is because I'm using the Mana Flame set effect, which does damage to multiple enemies at once. Although my focus as a ranger is on singular targets, it certainly doesn't help to focus on a couple for the sake of this little challenge that we've got of hitting 5k plus. So, what we'll go over first is if I show you my equipment. The only notable things here really are the legendary tunic, which has a +4 boost to rallying cry. I believe it is +5 though before you will get a real benefit from that, so it's up to you whether we count it. The other thing to consider, as I said, is the Mana Flame set effect that I've got, which is on the boots, van braces and sash. Now what the Mana Flame set effect does is it allows you to hit AoE damage on enemies. If you have 3 Mana Flame pieces, then the damage will last for at least 5 seconds. Or, well, not at least, but a total of 5 seconds. So, we're going to click X on that. The next thing that I want to take you to are skills. My rotation is as follows. I start with Razor Wind. I then move on to Relentless. I then activate Rallying Cry, and then hit with Blessed Arrows. And from this point on, all I do is use every ability as they become available, and I find that really does give me the best DPS. The other thing to note is the path that I've taken. So for me, I'm a scout. That is the best DPS you will get on single targets. I'm not necessarily saying AoE, but on single it certainly is. You will see that what you can do as a scout, you can get the Starblade Volley, which is an additional skill used to attack targets. I've leveled mine up to 35. With that, you'll get a 50% extra damage boost when target's HP is lower than 20%. And there's an 8.75% of resetting the Starblade Volley if any skill inflicts a critical hit. For me, I find that is enough at the moment. The other thing to notice is my crit damage, which is increased by 22.5%. My Blessed Arrows crit, which is increased by 22.5 as well. And the crit of Relentless, which is also 22.5. I will be leveling these up further, but for now my priority is getting to level 50 Scout, and that's just because I want to move on to the next set of quests. So what else? I suppose we should talk about rune upgrades. Now I've chosen to do a few. I will make a separate video on this entirely. If I just click over them briefly, then I'll leave it up to you to pause the video to see where I'm at with the different skills. You'll notice that some of them are level 5, or well, I think one of them as well is level 2 if we get to the end just here. The only reason I've leveled them up at all, the lower level ones, is just to increase my hit points. you'll see the ones that have the main focus. It's really quite obvious. So, let us begin. What you're going to want to do is in the top right hand corner, there are two little arrows in a circle. If you just click on that, you'll get your damage statistics. And now what we're going to do is hopefully demonstrate to you how I maintain 5k DPS. You will notice there's likely to be periods where it drops ever so slightly once I'm about 15 to 20 seconds into the rotation, but from that point onwards I am usually able to maintain a good 5k DPS, and especially when you're in a big raid group as well, you'll have other people's effects coming into play, so you can often maintain a much higher DPS. Anyway, let's begin. So we're going to start off with Razor Wind, move on to Relentless, then Rallying Cry, and then Blessed Arrow, and then just a little volley, as I mentioned earlier. As you can see, starting off, we always are about 6 to 7k DPS, and then it drops, but we just keep spamming our abilities in the setup that I've got. Just then you'll notice that was the time where we're dropping below the 5k mark briefly, and then moving on to our other abilities, and essentially we just keep doing that. That is all there is to it. I find this rotation does work well. I really would love to hear about anyone who's getting significantly higher DPS. It is always interesting for me to hear. Like anyone on the game, we do want to be maximizing the DPS we're doing, especially when you are a ranger. And so this is me just hitting pretty consistently over 5k. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll step away from the dummy and we'll run over here just as it's a bit more central, and up we go. As you can see, it's still, the DPS was dropping after as I was running away, and it's going to leave us on 4.8k. Lovely. Anyway, that is my guide on how I get a consistent 5k DPS as a ranger. I really would love to hear others and what they're doing. I do plan on making other guides as well for both the Mystic and the Warrior as well. I know with the Mystic you can get extremely high DPS if you play the character well. Same with the Warrior as well. So we'll look into that in the future. I really do appreciate you watching this. Please leave a comment if there's anything you would like to add or feel that there's something that I've missed. I will be making more of these in the future, and hopefully we'll learn how to increase the DPS even more. Thank you very much. See you again, and goodbye.